Hey guys, this is Anthony Tucker, class of 2007, and I'm here with a classmate of mine. This is the first time in this interview series with alums that we actually have somebody from 2007. So we got my guy. We grew up on the west side together, Boys and Girls Club.
The best side.
The best side.
The
Let's
best
go.
side, yeah.
We got my guy, Tyler Glenn, a.k.a. Mr. Bread. Tyler,
Always.
how you been doing, my guy?
Man, just really just getting old for the most part, but I've been doing great though. I've been making a lot of moves in Oklahoma right now. So I'm adding a lot of towns, as far as my company goes. Focus on health and family, just trying to make it like everybody else is right now in this economy.
Yeah, and I will tell you what, dude, you hustling. I see you all the time. I'm just
Non-stop.
hitting that nonstop. I'm hitting the like button. We were just talking before we went on camera about Red Dirt Weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And that you hosted there at the Johnstone Sayre building with
Love
our
that
friend
building,
Crystal.
yeah.
So kind of talk to me before we go back in time to our time in high school.
Oh, yeah.
And talk about the good old days. Talk to me about what's been going on with Red Dirt Rubs and kind of how that got started.
Man, Red Dirt, I'm on year number 6 right now. You know, it's hard for a small company to even last the past 3 years. I mean, as far as the stats go, I mean, it's like, it's like a 85% failure rate after year 5. So, I mean, I'm doing good right now with that. But I started it, like I said, from just the scratch, the bottom. I mean, I'm talking about like Dollar Tree bags, Tupperware containers, me begging people like, hey, try this out, and stuff like that. But it's just been nonstop, sun up, sun down hustling. Really, you got to hit your markets, you got to hit your shows, you got to, getting people's messages. You have to, have events. It's just, you don't start a small company if you're not willing to give your whole life to it. Yeah. Because you have to really understand, it's almost like having a child. You have to attention nonstop. You have to always stay on top of it. You have to look over it. It's literally like having a second child. You have to always be on top of it. But like I said, over the years though, it's just been, the city of Bartlesville has always supported me. Just nonstop support has really got me where I can't say it's all me. It's my community, honestly. It's God first, and then my community that's kind of shot me to this point. I'm not big time. I'm not selling oil and gold or anything like that, but to get to the status I have right now comes solely from my community and support Bartlesville's giving me.
And it takes a village at the end of the day. And like we were talking about kids beforehand, it really does take a village. And those things that old timers try to tell us, and then you and I would be like, oh, whatever. Like I think of Keith up at the Boys and Girls Club. I'm like, whatever, Keith. You wilding out. Like, I don't believe you. And then what happens 20 years later, you're like, Keith was right.
They were right.
They were right.
We just weren't mature enough to actually we hadn't lived it yet. So we couldn't actually be like, oh yeah, hey, whatever. But we had so much other stuff going on though. We're chasing our dreams. We're trying to play sports. We're worried about high school classes. So everything they said was like one ear out the other kind of thing. So now that we're adults, we're kind of like, I should have listened. I should have stayed. But now it's kind of coming to the life what they were saying to us. So.
So tell me, what was your inspiration to get started with Red Dirt Rubs?
Honestly, I'm not for sure. I know in college, because right out of high school I went to Oklahoma State. Didn't do so well because I was a wild kid, of course. But so I kind of slowed things down, and I went to UCO in Edmond. So while I was in Edmond, I was in a fraternity, and so we were always cooking for events. And so I started really just cooking my butt off. And people liked it though, and I'd always just kind of like make my own seasonings, because my grandfather and my grandmother, they always barbecue. In Edmond, nobody's really barbecuing. You had like Billy Sims, trash, and then and then that's about it. So everybody's like, oh my God, he can cook. Yeah. So when I'm getting a lot of like notoriety, like in like the city and things like that, I'm like, if the city loves me, maybe I'm actually good, because it's one thing for your hometown to love you, but it's another thing for to leave the pond and go to the ocean kind of thing, or go to the lake, or to go to the ocean. Being a big fish in a small pond is the easiest thing ever, because everybody's gonna love the small town guy. But once you have to jump into an ocean and be the small fish in a big pond, it's a whole different game changer. So that's when I knew that like people's opinions were like authentic about my products. And so after college, I came home and I worked for Sterling's. Shout out to Jim Curd, and I was working at Sterling's, and I was kind of just making my own seasonings and still cooking. And then I kind of just was kind of giving them away for free. And my mom was like, "You're losing money." And I was like, I wanted people just to try. I'm like, my reward was having people, telling me they were good seasonings. Not thinking like, oh, you're setting money on fire just to give everybody free stuff. If they support you for free, they'll support you when you have your own company. So then Paul Hood, another name drop. Paul Hood got me an LLC started. Because Bryce, we played ball with Bryce. Because Bryce played football with us, and so I was talking to Paul Hood at Sterling's, and I was talking about, I was like, oh yeah, I want to start a company, blah, blah, blah. I was kind of being goofy like I am. He said, well, come see me. And it kind of threw me off. I was like, come see you for what? I was like, I'm not rich. He's like, oh no, just come see me. Sometimes you got to go see people. And so I went and saw him. He set me all the way up. And I gave him the first bottle of seasoning I ever read. I think it's on the back of his desk. I signed it and everything, I don't know if it's still good or not. I wouldn't try to sprinkle some 6-year-old seasoning on your food. It might cause cancer. I don't know for sure. But no, like I said, that's just been the journey. Like I said, after Paul Hood kind of lit the fire, I kind of poured the gas on it. And it's like I say, anybody can get you started, but you have to meet people halfway. Even like I said, even like meeting God halfway. I can pray all day long about my company, but you have to meet God halfway also. So you have to. It's one thing to be like, oh God, send my company to the moon, and then you sit there on the couch like waiting on God. No, God. I feel like God wants you to you have to put your effort in also. There's no prayer. No prayer is answered without effort also. So to get back on the topic though, just. That's what it's been. Just like I said, just starting out from the scratch from college and coming back home and just nonstop just hustling. You have to hustle. The dream is free, but the hustle's sold separately. That's what they always said. So
that's so true.
The dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately. You have to. You're gonna sweat. You're gonna stress. There's gonna be times you just want to break down. You want to quit. Being a small business is probably the most stressful thing ever. Like I said, it's like having a child.
Yeah.
You have to. You wake up every morning. There's emails and there's. I'm on 7 platforms right now, and then there's text messages. There's everything else. Because I do it all by myself also. So I don't have like someone answer my phones, someone answer my emails, someone answer my. That's 7 social medias means there's 7 inboxes you have to check. Your own personal inbox. It's just me all day long doing me. Me and God versus the world. I always say people, me and God versus the world. That's what it is. And so I've done very well with that. Not like I'm not like top 400 on Oklahoma Forbes list.
Yeah.
But I'm like living in my peace well. I'm happy these days. I'm definitely gonna keep growing to get to that point.
Yeah, and that's amazing. And to see your growth has been amazing. And I know that once you graduate and we kind of separate, we don't always get to see each other, not just you and I, but know that there's a huge network of people out there rooting for you. And then someone like Paul, who was a Bruin graduate, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then his sons came through here as well. And so that's the big thing with the Alumni Network is it's not just about your college, right? Because we all have, like you're talking about with fraternity, but we also have our high school network that we can get back in and help with. And I think that, it would be invaluable for you to come back in and work with our kids and to talk to them about the entrepreneurial dream, right? And I loved what you said that, just like when you pray, you got to meet God halfway. The same thing when you're out there hustling, like you've got to put the energy in. Nobody's going to flip the lights on for you. And then you have to learn from your mistakes, right? And especially in business, you're learning from, well, this expansion didn't work or this flavor didn't work, and that's okay. Kids you don't have to be perfect when you walk out the door.
Yeah, they always say, what's gotten me the furthest is the quote, you don't get the fruit the same day you plant the tree. And so that's kind of what people have to understand with like small business. They think, oh, I'm gonna take off my first year, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, no, you got to build a next and build a network. You have to shake hands. There's just so much work you have to put in. You have to build a name. You have to have product quality reviews. It's work. It's nonstop. But you just like. But like I said, the Bartlesville network is great. We have a lot of our alumni from Bartlesville. The list is so long. We've gone. Yeah. People don't. They call it the City of Legends, but we literally are the City of Legends. It's just nonstop. If you look at the list of things we've done from Bartlesville, it's just crazy. Just the things we've gone on to do. I think Bartlesville. I think we plant in our kids' minds that there's no limit, to what you want to do in life. There's never, even when I was a child, no one's ever told me I couldn't do something. I think that's the biggest deal. Don't put stoppers on your kids. Don't say, maybe that's not so smart, or maybe you won't get there. Maybe there's never been like a second place, third place mentality we put in our kids in Bartlesville. Yeah. We've always said, go after your dreams. I've done some. I think what do you call it? I've not applied, but like what is it called? I've definitely like what was it called? I'm drawing a blank right now. Where like you go out for a team or something. I mean, yeah. Well, I guess I've gone out for a few teams and a couple plays in high school, and I did make it, but it was like I went out for them though.
Yeah, you at least tried. You tried out.
Yeah, I went out for the baseball team, like all because Victor Martinez had like he had a nice silk jacket, and I was like, I want those silk jackets. I had never played baseball. I played t-ball for Boys and Girls Club, but I was like, I just want that silk jacket. It was the silk baseball jacket, the blue one with the B right here.
I remember.
All the baseball kids had those, and I was like, I want one of those baseball jackets. Like I didn't care. I could have been serving water for the baseball team. Just give me that jacket.
Yeah.
And so I went out there, and I just got drilled at first base by baseball. And then I was like, man, maybe not. And then but then the second year I went out again, and then I did horrible. And I think Mr. Zunwalt was like, Tyler, stick to football. And I was like, man, I mean, if you just hand me a jacket, I'll leave.
Just give me the jacket.
Give me the Bartlesville baseball jacket. It's still to this day, I don't know any other baseball jacket that's better than Bartlesville baseball jacket. At least back then. I don't know what they're doing now, but those they're almost like a royal blue, navy blue kind of silk jacket in the
shiny.
Shiny. I mean, the girls loved them. I was like, man, I'm trying to get a baseball jacket. I was like, wait, I don't care. You can call me water boy, call me whatever. I mean, I can serve sandwiches. Give me the baseball jacket, you know.
I remember senior year they had Markel go out and run bases a few times.
Oh Lord.
Coach Rigdon, who is now passed, God bless him, he had him out there running. I was like, what? And Markel one day after a football workout, I was like, where are you going? He's like, we go run bases. And I was like, sounds cool. Maybe he got a jacket. Maybe that's why.
Heck no, none of us got jackets. But I think AT's the only one that got a jacket. That's my cousin. I should see if he still has his jacket in the closet. I mean, I could always shave the beard, come back to high school. Like, hey,
do Jump Street.
Yeah, I'm a transfer from Edmond. My name's Tyler. You come here. Yeah, exactly, man. We can both come back.
Yeah, oh goodness.
Yeah, we're transfers right now. We're South Africa.
My knees are so bad now, though. That was from playing soccer.
Yeah,
in college,
we'll say COVID did it. I mean, COVID kind of aged us quick. Man, a lot of stress on our bodies during COVID. We're actually just 16 and 17 right now.
Yeah, it's just we're like Alan Bowman at Oklahoma State.
Exactly.
On our COVID year, aka 9th year.
Exactly, man. We're 9-year seniors here at the Bartlesville High School.
So talking about throwback, so what were some of your favorite memories from high school?
Man, high school it was a different time back then.
Yeah.
I mean, the canteen, like I feel like kids don't have the canteen right now. The canteen was that built us up for like, you know, a social life in like life period. I mean, because you had a mix of people, you learned how to dance. I mean, even if you got embarrassed, you learned from like 6th grade in Central, like from the Halloween dance all the way until 12th grade. You had years to learn how to dance. I embarrassed myself a lot because I couldn't dance with the crap. Yeah. Like, but I was like, I'm going to dance. So that's one thing about Bartlesville. You just have to get thrown out there. But the canteen, I missed that. It was like having like a Bartlesville nightclub for kids. I mean, that sounds kind of weird, but not like the drinks and stuff like that. Not like, you know, like, oh, it's kids in the club drinking. Like, it was just like a bar. It was like something to do. I feel like kids have to have something to do. I mean, that's or trouble comes about. But the canteen, and then like I said, this old basketball gym, the smell of the hardwood, you know, the bleachers, you know, years of history. You can just look around the banners. I mean, it smells like a high school gym. And nowadays, it smells like a professional stadium when you walk in. You're like, you know, where's the sweat and blood at? But I mean, that's still nice. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, this brings back, you know, nostalgia of like, you know, Bartlesville. But Bartlesville High School, man, just so much we had going on, and just so many the nice homecoming shirts we had, just everything. The off-campus lunch. Not saying we don't have one anymore. Not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying we were some wild kids, but we could go everywhere in town. We just flying around, whatever. But Bartlesville itself, though, you have to just experience like growing up in Bartlesville our time. Yeah. It's a good time now, but there was just so much going on. Like I said, just everything. I mean, you can't really wrap it all into just one ball. Like I said, you grew up with me. Yeah. We from all the way from just like I said, just so many faces you don't see more. Like Susan Schmidt, she was a great woman. Great. Yeah. Susan Schmidt was like one of the best people ever. I miss Susan Schmidt so much. It's just the list is so long, you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't put it all into one ball. We'd be here on like a 10-part series if I had to really. It'd be like a Michael Jordan, like 30 for 30. Yeah. I mean, we'd be here forever talking about Bartlesville. You know, there are alumni. Mm-hmm. You know, Markel, everybody. We've all done so much.
Yeah. What are some cool things that have changed about Bartlesville recently?
About Bartlesville, I mean, just everything, honestly. The downtown area is on the come up right now with the new restaurants. You got Cross and Second, Lollipop Market. I think Lollipop they have another addition to their restaurant chains. I mean, of course you have the good barbecue in town. You have Dinks that have always sponsored events here in town. Historic Dinks is like the staple of Bartlesville, honestly.
Yes.
Always come back home and get Dinks. Yeah. Always come get Dinks. And then as far as steaks go, always come back home and get Stern. I mean, there's things here to come back for homecoming just to have that you can't get everywhere else. I mean, Bartlesville has its own just specialness about it. I mean, like I said, downtown, if you go to Moxie, there's stuff you can't get other places that you can get in Bartlesville. But just in general, there's just so much you can do here to bring back the nostalgia of like when you were growing up. I mean, everything's accessible. Everything's just so accessible to you. Everything's just 4 or 5 minutes away. Yeah. I mean, like I said, friends, family. You can't beat the Bartlesville, the feel of Bartlesville. It's welcoming. It's a welcoming feel. Because I've been to Dallas, I've been to D.C., I've been to Philadelphia, I've been to OKC, I've been to Houston. You can't beat the Bartlesville welcoming feel we give you. I mean, you can't beat home. You could never beat home. The feeling of like my mom always says, you can always come home.
Yeah. No, I agree with that because I've been, to your point, Brett. I've been in California working and I've been in Edmond.
Yeah, I love Edmond. I don't know what Edmond's is like a Bartlesville with the pinky up. If you're sipping tea in Bartlesville, put your pinky up, and now you're in Edmond.
I will agree with Brett on that. I will agree. And there's a Starbucks at every corner, which is nice.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
So if you get a little tiffy, because for me, I just drink green teas. So if my green tea is late, I can't complain because I'm going to see these chicks again. I don't want to be rude.
I'll be back, Sandy.
I'm disappointed today, but I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll bring some cookies for everybody.
My mental shape is what matters. Yes.
Sandy, get it together.
I know Sandy. I was just random. I was like,
there's like 20 Sandys out there right now.
We miss you, Tyler. I was like, I don't even know you, Sandy.
So tell me, and I will say to that point, big picture though, is there's always that safety net coming home. And it's like you fit right back in. I felt, my oldest girl was kind of sick. We were at the Children's Hospital downtown Oklahoma City, and I'm sitting there and she's hooked up to all the wires, and I'm like, what am I doing? Why are we here? When I found out we were pregnant with our first, we left Sacramento, we came home full time. But it was there's a song by Sam Hunt, Start Nowhere. And it's kind of sometimes you got to go back to your roots. We talk about our connection starting back probably 3rd, 2nd grade for you and I.
Yeah.
But it is. And it's going back to people that you can trust that, if I say, Tyler, I'll meet you there at 11, you won't have to text me or call me. I'll just be there. You know what I'm saying? It's just that kind of small town feel. And I think it's great when we all get back together and kind of put our phones down and kind of reconnect like that and teach kids about that. I mean, my goodness, we had a good time, and internet was nascent. It was new. We didn't know what was going on. We had a floppy disk.
What was it? That's all we had. I think I had, what was that? Before MySpace, there was, I forgot what it was.
Zanga?
Yeah, Zanga, bro. I had a freaking, I remember getting excited about AOL, we'd be I'm like,
BRB, be right back.
Yeah, that's you had 45-minute dial-up. You're like, oh, I talked to my chick, man, all day. I used to talk to everyone. I had a list this long. I think I was Cornbread 918. I still Cornbread 918 at AOL.com. I still use that sometimes. I mean, people are like AOL. I was like, I'm like 1900. That's when I was born. You gotta remember, I'm ancient out here. But yeah, now it's I feel like I like social media stuff, but I feel like it's definitely kind of taken away from a lot of things, like reunions and things like that. Because now you don't got to be nosy. You're like, oh, let me just go right here. There you go. That's what he's doing in life.
Yeah. So speaking of throwback, what is a song from our era that put you right back in that time?
Oh dang, bro! You know me. I hung out in 20 groups. So it was country. It was hardcore. It was hip hop. It was so. I mean, it's hard for me to put one song in there because I hung out in so many groups. I was a chameleon here in Bartlesville. I'm still a chameleon in Oklahoma. I didn't make myself in just one group. I was I'd be, back when we had a store across the street, I'd be at the store across the street, hanging out with the kids smoking cigarettes, but it wasn't me. You remember the cigarette smoking kids, and everybody's we're smoking cigarettes, come hang out. I was like, well, whatever.
Right outside the school boundaries where the sign said,
no smoking. I was like, man, I'm over there, guys. I'm coming over. But then, I mean, you had the athletes, you had, you had so many groups of people in Bartlesville. It's a diverse community. I never wanted to be a part of just one group. Yeah. But if I had to pick one song, I mean, that was the 50 Cent era. Probably In the Club, bro.
In the Club.
I feel like the 50s, and then Nelly was it was hot in the football season. I mean, I think number one by Nelly was that's how we, cause I remember Willie D was during the playoffs. I think we were freshmen or 8th grade. We went to the playoffs, deep in the playoffs, back when Willie D and Michael Martinez, they were all playing. I think they played when they introduced the new jerseys, the new light blue, dark blue jerseys. The first time we changed jerseys since like '85, but they played Nelly #1. I remember I was in the stands and I was like, man, I'm gonna be good in football. But I tried to play every sport though, so I was only halfway good at everything. Yeah. But so I'd say 50 Cent in the club and Nelly #1. I think that's it sticks in my mind. Yeah. Like, 'cause because they always hyped up everything like that. But other than that, those two songs just stuck because that was the Nelly 50 Cent era for us. I mean, we were just kicking it. I mean, and if we're talking about Canteen, the Yin Yang Twins, the Canteen, Yin Yang to the window. I'm gonna leave it there. We ain't got to go no further, but to the window is almost like when that came on. I don't care what color you were, what group you were in. I don't care, what your religious beliefs were. When Yin Yang Twins came on, it was loud. It was a party. I don't care.
As the kids say, it's a banger.
Yeah, it was a big time banger. I think it's still a banger.
Oh, it's still a banger.
Yeah, to the sweat.
Now let me tell you. Let me ask you this. So going back in time, was there like one dance that stood out to you, or like a moment?
Man, I went to every dance, bro, because they were like, when I was a freshman, I went to dance with a senior. Like, I was a ladies' man growing up, bro. So they're like, what's this freshman dude doing at us? So I had like this I'm not gonna do any name drops. Yeah. She's hot though. She's a volleyball player, had long hair. So I'm like this freshman guy with this 6'3" volleyball player, and I was on top of the world. I was like, man, heck yeah. So, but I mean, there were so many dances I went to. None stuck out. I just loved seeing people. I love being around people. But I missed the Mardi Gras dances.
Those were fun. Yeah,
that's our first time really just getting fancy out here. We thought we were getting fancy, but I missed the Mardi Gras dances. I mean, that was cool. But I probably went to everybody's dance like 3 times because, like I said, I was a ladies' man, so I was always like, oh yeah, I'll go dance with you. Heck yeah, I was everybody's arm candy. But I was like, you got Tyler Glenn going with you? I was like, man, I'll go with you. Heck yeah, I would. Anything to put it. I would do anything to put a suit on. Yeah, I wore a suit and tie more times as a kid than I did any time as an adult. I was always suit and tie. Like, something about wearing a suit and tie just had me. I'm ready. I'm an attention seeker though. I have to have attention. I mean, to this day, I have to be in front of the camera, in front of everybody's face, making everybody laugh. I gotta be the center of attention. I mean, that's the thing. So Bartlesville's always given me that.
Yeah. They're giving you a platform.
Yeah, they always have. I mean, I've never felt awkward. I mean, even like, even being like, who I am, I don't bring color into it, but even just being as a minority in Bartlesville, I've never felt like a minority in Bartlesville. Like, because I mean, you just, it's so welcoming. We grew up in the most diverse community ever. Yes. Like, when you walk in our high school, you had so many different ethnicities everywhere, but no one was like, oh, blah, blah, you're this, you're that, you're that. We just chilled.
Yeah, we did.
It came down just chilling. I think that's why people love Bartlesville, because Bartlesville, we don't judge. We judge. Never mind, I forget. Bartlesville judges, but we don't like judge off ethnicity or things like that. I mean, of course, everybody's gonna raise an eyebrow when you do something stupid. Yeah. But I mean, I've never experienced anything as far as like racism in Bartlesville. I've never had like an issue in Bartlesville. I mean, it's the best place to raise your kids. I'd say that much. Yeah. I've had every opportunity I've ever gotten. You have to be stupid to mess up an opportunity in Bartlesville. I've gotten tons of opportunities. I mean, just from day one. Just like I said, I did it from judo to baseball to football to just everything. I mean, Boy Scouts, Demolay, it's been nonstop opportunity in Bartlesville to set me up for life. Yeah. And
I wish we would have had ag.
I know, man. I mean, they got ag now and everything.
They got construction now. I would have taken both. I
want to grow a pig. I want to take care of a cow. I want to bottle feed a calf. Let me do something fun. We had fun. We didn't have ag. I mean, we're growing though. I mean, it's like a college campus almost around here.
It's massive.
It is. It's actually better than most college campuses. We got a bigger campus than Wesleyan has. No shot at Wesleyan or Rogers, but our high school was it's like a dang small college right now.
Yeah. Okay, Tyler. It was awesome to catch up with you, my guy.
Always, man. Always a great time seeing you, man.
And let me say this, Red Dirt Rubs, shout out to my boy. I know Red Dirt Weekend has blown up. He's built a brand. It's not just a product, and we're super proud of you.